Welcome, everybody. It's your boy, the Versace Stunner. We're here with another episode, and today we're checking out a favorite of mine. We've tried it before when we got it in flour, and I was so happy to see it on the menu with pre-roll. That is horchata. Gelato lovers can rejoice. This is jet fuel gelato times mochi gelato. It's just a lot of gelato. I have really good luck with all the gelato strains. Just something about their terpene profile. And this one is really nice. It is up there, the total tech at 28.06. TACA 26.54. Delta 9.9, almost 1. CBGA 0.62. All others 0%. Again, this is the horchata from Garden Remedies. And right now, all their in-house like name brand pre-rolls are only $8. Really good deal for that. This one feels a little tight, so like I always do, I like to loosen it up a little bit so it doesn't end up burning and clogging. Almost there. When we got it in flower form, it was nice though, really nice. Same thing, got it from Garden Remedies. We got an eighth of it. It was high in its number as well there. It might have even been almost 30. It might have been 29 or 28. Can't really remember. But this is just about done there. Yeah, that's good. Kind of get rid of that middle piece there. Didn't really hit. Might still be a little tight. There we go. Such a smooth, creamy taste, sweet. Very hard to explain with all that gelato in there. Still got that skunky, like, I don't know, from like the 33 kind of, too, though. Such a unique taste and flavor on the inhale and exhale. Like I said, just, I'm tasting some of that gelato 33 and the mochi gelato. I'm tasting the jet fuel and some of those the diesel hints off of that, plus some fruit. Just a whole, like I said, a whole palette of just nice taste that just is all blended very well, and it also has this like creamy undertone that it is very reminiscent of like horchata, the drink, if you've ever had it. Little canoe action there, not too bad though. I think we can fix it. I find gelato in itself, and especially the horchata, to be kind of fast acting, meaning like it kind of hits you pretty fast. You start to feel its effects after a few hits, You're definitely gonna notice it. It's not too much of a sleeper strain like some are. Come on, I hope this fixes it. They don't often, honestly, they don't often canoe out of Garden Remedies. But this one, the end paper was a little weird, so I don't know. But still tasting good, still smoking nice. Very clean smoke, very It's very, I don't know, it's hard to explain. Like I said, it's very, like, good flavor overall, but not very harsh, very smooth. And then you get all those undertones and flavors. Real treat for the palate. And its effects, I mean, definitely mentally boosting. I like gelato for its any time of day mental boost. I believe it really gives a strong mental boost, and usually has a very high delta 9, which can help a lot with anxiety, post traumatic stress, and other ailments like that. So you add that all in, plus a high tack. It's very good. But even like prior to that, like when I first found and got into like the strain of gelato, I mean, I'll be honest, I heard it from a musician, a rapper, Young Dolph, rest in peace. He had a song Gelato, I think a whole album Gelato. And I started to listen to and really like the artist, but I wanted to try the strain when I heard it, and it wasn't even out here yet. It was still on the West Coast and out there, in the South, other places, just not Mass. And when it hit Mass, it came in. I saw it. I got it at Sarah Naturals. It was Gelato 33, and it was a very low tack. It was like 16%, but I got it because I wanted to try it. It was something I was waiting for, and my God, did it hit, and it hit hard. Like I had been only doing concentrates for a while, so it my tolerance was way up there, and this stuff just cut right through it when other flour wasn't doing it. And from that time, I just fell in love with gelato. And, it came back in again, that 33, and it was a little bit higher, and that was nice. And then the concentrates. And now you just got a whole bunch of gelatos, like I said, different crosses and different, varieties. But just that thin mint, times the sherbet, just very, very potent stuff. Very good cross there. And like I said, if you're a gelato lover, this will not disappoint. With two great gelatos crossed, just bringing a really unique and I don't know really how to explain it, but it's a unique experience. That says it's very flavorful. It's also very mood boosting. It's considered indica or indica leaning, or a hybrid, but I do feel it works more as a sativa because of those mood boosting effects. You do get mental energy off of it, and nice mental energy too. Not racy, not running around. Just a nice boost. It does make for like an any time of day strain. I do believe where it's not too much, tiring to, if you wake up and smoke it, it's not going to put you back to sleep. And if you're going to sleep to smoke it, if you need to do something, it's going to give you that, like, little mental boost or enjoyment, whatever, but it's not going to, put you out right away. Obviously, the more you do it, I mean, it will have its effect. All strains do. I find like almost any strain, if you smoke too much of it, eventually you'll get tired. But definitely there's some sativas that's it's like, oh, why can't I sleep? Why is it 1:30? And then I realize what I've been, what's in my pen, and I'm like, oh, that's why I keep hitting this sativa. It's just not happening. This won't do that. This won't keep you up. You can relax on it. What about halfway down? I have to say, this stuff is fantastic. Just really, really good. And like I said, Garden Remedies has been putting out a lot of just prime pre-rolls, nice high THC numbers, great tasting, great strains, great effect. They've really been doing a great job with it. And like I said, I'm usually doing like pens and stuff and just concentrates. I just find it easier and more convenient. But I started getting back into flour because of Garden Remedies. They had a sale back in around 420ish, and I got involved with it, and I got their limonada, Limosa, and that is another incredible strain. You can check out those reviews as well. And then we just went from there with the pre-rolls because they had so many good strains, and their staff is very knowledgeable. If you tell them, what are you looking for effect-wise, they can like pair you up with all sorts of strains. They're really good at it. So kudos to them. They're one of my, like I said, go-to med dispensers. They've been going there since they probably opened up too. Some things I know I've heard, like, some people think they're pricey, and some of the concentrates and stuff, they kind of are. But, like, on their vapes, they've come down, and on their pre-rolls. I've been seeing 2 deals now back-to-back in the month with $8 pre-rolls. That's great. Great stuff out of there at Garden Remedies. Like I said, this Horchata, if you're a gelato fan, this is going to be your strain. That you can definitely feel it all now. The mochi gelato times the jet fuel gelato. Just, all those terps, all the effect. Very nice. And still very flavorful, like even down at the bottom. Where some other like strains start to like taper off or get nasty tasting. It's still getting that sweet, little bit of fuel. You still got that kind of skunky gelato taste, and then you got more of that like kind of milky taste. It's really nice. Again, Garden Remedies did a good job. Like I said, I haven't tried this one since I bought that 8th, and I was gonna get more of it, but like I don't like to sit on the same strain. I'll bounce between strains that are generally like similar, but to sit on one strain, I end up getting like strain lock. It's like, I don't know, after a while, the terpenes, and I just get used to it. So weird. But yeah, this one's definitely nice, and it's just just as good as when I got it in the 8th. It's nice to see it in pre-roll. Pre-rolls are very very convenient and simple. You don't have to do a lot with it. I know some people like to like roll their own and do their own thing with it. I don't mind though. Like I said, if the THC is up there, and I know like the place where it's at, I'm fine buying pre-rolls. Some people are against it. They don't think it's as good as buying the flower, and honestly, it is. It really is. I've bought the same, flower and pre-rolls at the same time from places just to kind of compare, and 99% of the time, if it's the same batch or the same around the same time, it's the same. It's the exact same. I have been to some like places out in Maine. I'll be honest. That like this was early on too, like 2015 maybe. That was selling pre-rolls, and like I found out after because they told me, because I asked, and it wasn't advertised, but I just asked. I was like, these seem kind of a little bit like not that strong, and they were like, oh well, they are made from mostly the leaf and the trim, and I'm like, oh, so there's not really much bud. He's like, no, it's mostly just the close trim and bud, little leaf bud and stuff, and it was still good. He goes, and I'm like, okay, yeah. So like when Mass started with the pre-rolls, I myself was a little wary of this. Like, are they using buds? Are they using trim? What are they using? But no, they use buds, and it's nice to have it in such convenience. And Garden Remedies, does a great job, superb job actually, of just on their product. It's always it's always consistent. It's a very consistent product that they put out. you know what the effects are going to be, and it sticks to it. And like I said, if they tell you how it's going to be, most of the time it's the same way as well. And with the knowledgeable staff, you can ask them almost anything, and they'll be able to answer it. They have people that know everything. And a very friendly staff too. They're not afraid to talk to you. They'll talk. Yes, it's a retail store. Yes, it's busy. Yes, they're dealing with both medical and rec, but they'll also take the time to discuss and talk with you and be friendly and ask you questions. And they enjoy what they're doing there as well. I know we mentioned another dispensary at Nesh out in Somerville how good they were with their customer service. Garden Remedies is another one that's top notch, just like that. 5-star service. And they always have been ever since, I used to go in there. You see people like this kid Matt and Christian and all these people working behind the counter. And we would just have, like 5-10 minutes just chilling and talking and, talking about strains and talking about, different things and, what's new, what's coming new. Sometimes they would even, tell me, what strains are going to drop and when. And, check back tomorrow. I don't know what strains, but, we're getting this drop. And like, you become friendly with these people. And, some of them stay, some of them go, some of them move up in the company. I know Matt moved up. Like, that's great. I seen him the other day. It was great to see him. I haven't seen him in a bit. So, I mean, it's good seeing some of the same faces that have been there over and over. And, they have to like their job if they're there that long. And, because there's so many dispensaries now. It's not just one or two. It's, there's 2 on the street. And, just... each one kind of brings their own experience, and that's kind of what differentiates the, one from the next. But, yeah, this is Prime A stuff. I love it, and I'm loving it. Like I said, I'm a big gelato fan. This always is my number one, will be my number one strain. Like, it just has that perfect chirp it's for me. And, like I said, sometimes I do get chirp blocks, so I have to swap out. And I do swap out a lot, too. Other sativas or straight sativas. And those work very well, too. But, I always like to go back to a gelato base when I can. And, I can't go wrong with the Horchata. Very strong, not only in THC, but effect-wise. It is a nice, cerebral buzz going on. It's very social high. You can, engage. You can go to shows. You can, whatever you really want. It's good for work. It's fine. I wouldn't go doing heavy machinery again like that. I don't think there's any strains you should really do that with. And I probably wouldn't go to the gym with this one either because it does give a really strong cerebral effect. It's not like one of those clear-headed highs or, focused highs. But, I mean, it has a good cerebral, though. Creativity's open. Things are open. But... there is some fog, there is some haze with it, that could make the gym a little bit, could make it a little bit, dangerous. But, that's the thing, though. I mean, I find, gelato's a very functioning strain. And that can be important too, because sometimes you do need to, depending on your job. I mean, there is jobs out there you can't medicate at all in. Dispensary jobs you can't medicate in at all during the day. And it always comes up what do you do? What do patients do? Patients that work there, people that need medical. A lot of them do the CBD, just straight up CBD during the day, because that helps a lot of the ailment as well. Others just wait. I remember when I was working down in Netter, I just waited. I didn't, smoke during the morning of the day. I had the morning shift. So I just waited. It's important when you're working with things that are being regulated by the state to kind of follow these guidelines, follow these rules. And just because it can shut a whole place down. I've seen, some dispensaries just fall to the mighty state. When they want to shut something down, they'll shut it down. But, there's other jobs out there, for instance, retail jobs that, are not run by the state, Target or, even Whole Foods, Amazon, whatever it is, that don't have such a strict policy, and you can go and medicate, and as long as you can function, you're fine. And with that, I would say this is a very functioning strain, a very happy functioning strain. You can engage and do your tasks. You're not gonna get the couch lock and be like out. It's not it might slow you down a little bit just depending on what your tolerance is and how you react. But I mean, with it being a really nice hybrid, you are getting a lot of it and a really nice split. And for me, I feel it's more cerebral than physical. But I mean, I look for the cerebral, so I mean, if I was to look at all the physical attributes that were happening, I'm sure it would be the same. I have to say, it's a very nice consistency smoke. This pre-roll, it's burning nicely. It's not burning too fast, not too dry. Neither is it too wet. It is hitting and it is smoking nicely. So, I mean, that's important too when looking at pre-rolls. Some of them burn too fast. Some of them are rolled too tight. Sometimes these can be tight, and that's why you see me kind of like loosening it up a little bit in the beginning of the video. I do that with almost all the pre-rolls if I can, if I feel like it's going to be blocked. Otherwise, you end up like trying to light it and it just won't light. And you end up wasting like a good amount of it. You kind of just loosen everything up and it smokes much smoother and better. But we're just about done with it now. And like I said, I mean, these effects are great. It's, what is it, almost 420. I can go in there, cook dinner if I want. I can go play games. I can do, whatever. Like, everything's functionable. Tasks around the house. Right now I'm done for the work. Working for the day. I don't have to drive anywhere. I don't have to go anywhere. So it's, it's definitely, though, I can do stuff around the house. It's not just going to be like a lay down and watch, just a movie and fall asleep kind of smoke. Definitely will accomplish some things, and I would definitely use this to accomplish some things. It cuts the anxiety out, but also, I feel it is, not only just mood boosting, but I do feel like it's creative boosting, especially this one. This Horchata strain in general for gelatos. If I remember right, 33 was a little bit more sedative and not as much creative boosting, but it was happy though as well. This one is definitely more cerebral, and its effects with all those different gelatos and all those different terps shining through. Yeah, definitely though. If you are a gelato fan, or want to try something that's really nice and at a very reasonable, great price right now, head over to Garden Remedies. Honestly, grab the Horchata pre-roll. It's on the med side. I don't know if it's on the rec side or not there, but they do have both there though. They are a med and rec in Newton, and so I mean you can go there if you're just 21 plus, show your ID, and they have great pre-rolls there on that side too as well. Of course, I don't know if they do deals on that. I don't know much about that side. I only go rec a few. I've only gone to have to go rec a few times when I run out of grams, or I've seen really good prices on stuff, and I'm like, oh, well, let me grab that because it's cheaper than the medical side. But with that being said, though, like I said, it is both there. But I know this for a fact was on the med side. And right now it's only $8 for a full gram. You really can't beat that price. And even like if you don't smoke pre-rolls, honestly, like for instance, I've bought in the pre-rolls, I've thrown them in bowls, I've thrown them in, pipes, bongs. I've also thrown them in my packs and vaporized. And you get about, if you have a PAX and you're a vapor on that, and I love vaping off the packs, don't get me wrong. It's just, for me, sometimes it takes a very long time. The sessions are like 20, 30, 40 minutes. Because I'll slow vape it all the way from like the slowest temp to the top. So sometimes I just don't got that kind of time to be sitting there and constantly vaping. But if you do, I do recommend it. It's less smoke. It's better for you. But also, you get about 3 sessions per pre-roll with that. And I've definitely bought pre-rolls like that. Because, it is a gram, and, just kind of, open it up, put some in, pack the top, use it, and then, just kind of just worked off the joint. And, you get, like I said, about 3 good sessions off of that. And those sessions can last, and, they're very potent. Vaping's a little bit different, as it takes a little bit this is a delayed effect. But I feel, but it's still a very nice experience, and like I said, smooth. You can really taste a lot of the what you're smoking, a lot of chirps and everything. I'm actually gonna probably be cleaning mine out soon, and maybe be doing some of that with videos, because I do have one, and I just gotta clean it a little bit. Maybe get a new what is it, the screen. But I do remember, like, flavors like clementine, just buying it and just loving it, tasting like orange juice. And same thing with the Gelato 33 in there. It was very good, so might be something I might be going back to a sub. I say sometimes it's very time consuming. That's all done though there. But what a great pre-roll from Garden Remedies again. The Horchata. Versace Stoner, 2 thumbs up. Definitely check it out. Gelato lover. If you are one, you're gonna love this. Honestly, trust me. It's one of the best. One of the best strains out there right now, in my opinion. With that, have yourself a good night. We'll see you tomorrow, Friday. We'll see what's happening in the world of Versace Stoner and the VSW and all of the fun and excitement coming your way. So, check us back later and have yourself a good weekend. If not, Versace Stoner out.